Hello, good morning everybody. How are you today? Oh, sorry, just tidying up there. How you doing? What you doing? What you up to? It's really busy this morning. Hi Kate, Julia, Shelley, Mandy, hello, Karen, Ants and Jackie. Sorry if I miss anybody. Lana, hello, Fee, morning. Stephanie, Julie, Solveig in Norway, hello to you. Alex, Sue, Liz, Linda, and on Facebook we have Cheryl first in, and Jan, Wendy, Sandra, Michelle, Eileen, Beverly, Joan. Sorry, it's not much more in depth yet. The messages and hellos are coming through really quickly. That's really nice. Thank you very much. V's in West Yorkshire. Hello to you. Hello, Marilyn. Drizzly in Wales. A bit dull here in the Midlands. Hello, Debbie. I'm kind of quite glad the polar bear won as well, Debbie, to be honest. Not that I had anything to do with me and Gary sat and counted all of your comments this morning, and it was very close between penguin and polar bear, but polar bear cracked it. Hi Terry, Julie in Portugal. Hello, hope your weather's nice over there. Kathleen's in Boston. Now I've got new stuff to show you, and then I am going to be making a bag. I've already started making the outside of it, but this is going to be about putting the zip in the lining. Okay, so I've already made that bit. Oh, fancy fabric, don't you think? This is brand new. It's supposed to be, it's the fabric panel from the bag that we did on Create and Craft last week, but we've got the panel on its own. So I want to show you straight away because we haven't got a fat lot. However, I am going to be placing an order for more on Monday. So I think these are going to sell out pretty much straight away. And please go on the wait list if you want to order some, if you do miss out today. But if you order now, we've got them in. So I've got 3 colour options, and this is it. Designed by my good self, on 100% cotton, printed in the UK, and they're 150 centimetres wide, and I think they're 48 deep, so just under half a metre in depth. And they look as though they've been pieced together. You know, like we did the Madison bag with the trees. I haven't got one here. That's kind of where the idea came from. Of course, it's not a direct copy. But it looks like the 2 pieces have been pieced together, but they haven't. That's the way that it's been printed. So with the taupe, you've also got this random rust coloured tree just popping up every now and again, which I really like. And they're not just for bag making. These only came in the other day, so I haven't had much time to have a play, but I did make a cushion cover yesterday, and I did do the cosmetic bag this morning. So just to show you that it's not just about, you know, the bags with the kits, if you saw those last week. Hi Lisa. The mulberry trees one. I don't know if they're mulberry trees. They're some kind of tree. I think they're just a made up one. Very good. Thank you, Vanessa. How are you? So that's the taupe. It's nice sturdy fabric as well. You'll appreciate that when you get it home. But I think for homewares it's just gorgeous. The first colour, actually, when we were talking about designing this, it's got ages ago now. It is Shirley. I'll show you in a minute. Kim said, when I said I don't know what colours to do, and she says mustard and grey. So this was the first colour choice that we had, and I love it. This is the one that the one behind is made out of. I don't need to open it all up, do I? So again, you've got that same kind of idea. More of the mustard than the grey as well, so it's nicely balanced. You wouldn't want half and half for a bag. I think just having that as the base would be better. And this has got the occasional cream tree in it. And then finally, we have the olive with an occasional gold one, and I love the way that that's quite random. You know, it's not a row of one or a row of another or anything alternate. It's just occasionally you get this rather special tree popping up there. Jenny Jones has got her kits and Kim's collection this week. Congratulations, she's so excited. So we're not making them ready for Christmas. Oh, good, Vanessa. Yeah, so we don't have the instructions for the bag. It's just the fabric kit on the fabric panel on its own, so you can make whatever you like with it. But I'm so pleased with them. But again, they're going to sell out really quickly, I know, because you've only just seen them. They only went on last night. I think these went on the website. Don't forget, if you're a Half Yard Club member, you get your 10% discount. So you go to debbieshawsewing.com, and then when you go through to checkout, it'll say I can't remember what it says, but there is a coupon box on the top left-hand side. So put your code in there and you automatically get, thank you, Lisa, you get your 10% discount. Jane's got Kim's. It's called Eden, Peggy. It's the Eden panel. Or it might be Eden tree, can't remember, but it's E-D-E-N, it's Eden. But again, it will be on Create and Craft as a panel on its own for the same price next Sunday. But I will be placing an order for some more stock, so when it's gone, we will be able to get more of that back in again. Jane, it's a lovely quality, isn't it? It's all organic cotton, Kim stuff is as well. Alana started using a 1/4-inch foot. Oh, sorry, talking to somebody else. Hello, Wendy. Thank you, Jill. I'm really pleased with that one. And again, that's the olive, as I'm going to make it up into a bag. And there's plenty left if you wanted to use the rest of it to make a makeup bag with. And with this one, just to show you, we'll have a look at this again later on. I've quilted in between the trees. And I think I'm going to quilt every piece that I do in between the trees because it just looks lovely. And I've used Bowsful on that as well. Yes, it is my new sewing machine. No, the toadstools are just ornaments. Those are. They're not to make. Maybe I should have come up with the toadstool pattern. Right, so that's those. I need another table. Put them down there. We also have Madison bag kits back in stock this morning, and that's the last of them, of this design. We will be bringing out some more Madison kits with this colour frame and a silver colour frame in January on Create and Craft. But this is the last of the jungles, this is the last of the Madisons that you're going to see this year. So those are on the website right now. Everything that you need in the kit, including the chain, the handle, the bosal, the jungle fabric, black canvas and red for the inside, and you're even getting the embroidery thread in black to sew the handle on as well. So it really is, apart from your apart from your machine and everything that you need in the kit. Do you want to see my new machine? Go on, we'll have a quick look, but I will be using it later on. So excited. This is it. So I've got a Juki DX7. I have covered the lights up under here. They're incredibly bright and you couldn't see a thing, but it's got 3 lights underneath there. And I'm still learning, so I can't give you a tutorial or anything because I'm no expert on it. I've only had it for a couple of days. So yeah, that's it. But it's so smooth. And you can program in the foot pedal. It'll do whatever you want. It'll even put the kettle on if you want it to. So at the moment, on my foot pedal, when you press the top down, I was so impressed with this, when you press the top down it sews as you would expect, but when you press your heel down it reverses. But you can program that to snip the thread instead, or to reverse and then snip the thread. It's really clever. But again, I'm not a sewing machine expert, I'm still learning how to use it. Hello Cabsikins, hello. Morning from the summer house in a dim Suffolk, says Leslie. It is, Linda. It is a very nice machine. I'm very excited. I actually bought 2 machines. And I say buy because I buy my machines. I'm not given machines, donated machines, lent machines. And I know I've said that before, but I like to choose who I work with. And if I did become an ambassador for a particular brand, then I wouldn't be able to use any other brand. So for instance, I've still got a Brother overlocking machine, and my little Elna that was down here is now down in my office because the other machine that I bought was a straight stitch machine. Oh, that is so fast. It is so fast. But I've kept the little one just at the side in case I need to do a buttonhole or anything like that. Although the buttonhole on this is amazing. So yeah, so I buy my sewing machines, and I bought them both from Franklin's. And I have to say, what very nice people they are. They were very helpful, helping me to choose the machines, both of them. And they've been around for something like 160 years. Actually, oh, can I tell you that? Maybe I can't tell you that. No, maybe I can't tell you. If you're anywhere in the Ipswich area, I may be popping down to Franklin's in December, so you can come and say hello. Anyway, that's enough about the machine. Hello, Julia. Oh, Maggie's just bought 2 lots of the Eden fabric. Let me know what you're going to make with it, won't you? Oh, that's a lot of those. Hello. How many times are you going to post? Yeah, I'm glad you like it anyway, Cristiano. You're filling up my page. Dim, dank and dreary in Barnstaple. Yeah, it's a bit like that here. It's trying to rain. Right. We have some new fabrics. I want to take you through those first of all, because although they've only just come in this morning, they're not going to come back again. We've managed to do a bit of a deal with Lewis and Irene. So we've got a whole set of fabrics at a reduced price, but this is it. It's kind of the end of the line, if you like. So we've got Flying Herons, Lewis and Irene fabric. We'll just move that out of the way. If you're not aware, it's such a high quality of fabric. They really pride themselves on quality, and you'll understand that the minute that you pick it up, it just feels so beautiful. So we haven't gone for complete collections. We've just gone for, basically we picked out the ones that we like, and that's about it. So I'm just trying to do something over here. There we go. So yeah, we've got the herons, which is a very fine detail in the background, and although it's not part of a collection, it does go very well together with this one. So I've just seemed to have wiped out all of my messages on Facebook for some reason. I don't know how I've done that. Oh well, sorry about that. We'll better start all over again. Can't see any messages on Facebook at the moment, so sorry about that. Hi Carol. Has anyone tried the Sashko panel yet? Yeah, have you tried the Sashko panel? We sold out twice of those. So yeah, let me know. I'm going to have a look what this one's called, because I can't remember, because they're brand new in. So if you go to new arrivals, we've got loads. You'll be able to see the fabrics there. So this one is the Jardin de Lis Flying Heron metallic on beige. It's a very subtle metallic, I have to say. And then we've got the Winter in Bluebell Woods brown dots on taupe. So it's a completely different collection, but it does just happen to go really well. So let's put that away. I'll go through these quite quickly because we have got lots. Actually, that goes really well with that one as well. So this one is New Forest Winter Deer and Hare on Green. But again, it kind of matches, doesn't it? And let's do that. And then we've got the same fabric with the deer. Can't find it. Oh, there we go. Lewis and Irene New Forest Winter Deer and Hare on Earth Brown. So you could go for both of those together. And again, just to reiterate, these won't be back again. They are end of line. They are at a reduced price. So that's that. This one I love. We might have, is that the one we've got in some fat quarters? I can't remember. Maybe it was similar. So this one is the Village Pond on light blue. It goes with that again, doesn't it? Everything goes with that. What a clever design. So that's that one. And then we've got a little bit of Christmas for you. So this one is, hang on a minute, Small Things Crafts Quilting on Wine. So this one, I don't know if you can see there, it actually says quilting in the hexagons, and they're all kind of quilting designs, which is quite sweet, isn't it? But it's subtle. I thought that looked quite Christmassy when I first saw it, but it's not, it's just quilting designs. So there we go there. And this actually goes really well with it. I don't think it's part of the collection, is it? No, this is Soraya Small Paisley Wines. But those two go really well together as well, don't they? I do tend to, oh sorry Debbie, teasing it. I do tend to buy more than one fabric at a time, and that's not being greedy. It's just that rarely do I make a project where I only use one fabric. So it's nice to have something that coordinates or contrasts with it, I think. And we've got plenty to choose from there. So that's those. Chris is in the New Forest, just blooming ponies. Blooming ponies. Hello Patricia, welcome along. Japanese god, it is quite oriental I suppose, isn't it, that one? Hello Tina, who lives in Spondon. Clover Close, I think I've said before, haven't I? Clover Close I used to live on. I think we moved there when I was just a few months old, so I spent my childhood in Spondon. And my auntie used to live in the Pingle, and then years and years later I moved back again with my eldest son when he was 3, and we had a flat above a newsagent's in the village. And then we moved to Ormskirk Rise. I spent a lot of time in Spondon. There you go. Oh, Rosie's in the New Forest as well. Oh. Right, so that's that. Oh, the tote panels have gone. Thank you, Shirley. So we'll get some more in, but it'll be maybe towards the end of next week, beginning of the week after. Oh no, Joyce is in bed in hospital. Oh, I hope you're going to be okay. We're all sending you healing thoughts, Joyce. Hope we can cheer you up a little bit while we're here today. Martine's got the same dookie from Franklin's in Colchester. Oh, he's home. Anne's watching from her husband's bedside at home. He's been in hospital for weeks. Oh, that's good news, though, isn't it, Anne? That's really good. I'm so pleased. Tell him we're all thinking of him. Is he up and awake? Well, is he awake? Is he watching? Say hi to him for us. We're really pleased about that. Hello, Gin Jones. The toadstools are just ornaments. They're what Kimberly bought to set the dress on Create and Craft when we launched the fabric over there. Right, we do have more. We have more. And this is a whole collection. It's only one collection. I'm not going to be here all day with this. It's Peter Rabbit. Apparently Peter Rabbit is celebrating 120 years. He looks quite good. He scrubs up well for his age, doesn't he? Now let me have a look what these are actually called, because they've all got their own names. So this one is Peter Rabbit Dance Square. Look, he's dancing. Oh, look at the detail on these. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Daisy toast, that's exactly the same toadstools, look. Really lovely fabric. So that's that one. And it is a complete collection, so if you're making a quilt, that's quite a nice way to go. And then this one is Hopping Rabbits. It looks a bit pink on my phone, but it has got a cream background. Peter Rabbit has fur, evidently covers up his wrinkles. Maybe I should grow a beard. Grow my eyebrows a little bit, cover up the wrinkles that way. This one is Story Begins. They're nice, you know, because I think so, because they look not too cartoony. They're the actual characters. It's quite a grown-up Peter Rabbit, I think. You think so? And then this one is Morning Stroll. And then finally is this one, which is called Among the Among the Toadstools. I went all posh then for some reason. Among the Toadstools is that one. They would look lovely in a baby quilt. Cheryl, you're right. I think that's beautiful. I think that's a really lovely idea. Now these are by the ½ metre. That needs to break up that one, doesn't it? So if you wanted to order more, if you wanted to make a pair of curtains for the nursery or something like that, then it comes all joined up in one piece if you do so. So that's better. So if you're quilting, if you're not going to add any other colours at all, then you do have the different contrasting colours that kind of break up the pattern, so they all really stand out. Oh, Alice, a quilted jacket out of these would be lovely. So if you have a favourite, I don't actually, I love all of them. Maybe this one, I don't know, I like that one. I like all of them. So that's directional, then you've got a non-directional, and then 2 more directional fabrics as well. It's beautiful. Heather's just ordered the olive, thank you. Right, colours to go with it. If you wanted a plain, I'm thinking a pale blue, brown, a very pale green would work. Maybe lemon. Would a bright colour go? Oh, that's nice, actually, isn't it? That goes well. Yeah, maybe go for a bright. This is a new colour as well. This is Sunshine Yellow. That went on the website this morning. Would a pink... No, it doesn't look too bad, you know. This is fuchsia, because it's a very pinky red in the toadstool, so it's not exactly red, but I think we've got a red. Actually, red looks really good with it, doesn't it? Tell you what we have got on the website. Oh, I should have brought some down. I've got some in the studio. Raspberry pink pin spot. It's poplin, but it feels like this. It feels really nice. But I think that would work really well because you've got the spots in it, like you've got the spots on the toadstools as well. Have I got anything down here made from that? I use it so often. I don't have anything. Oh, I do, but it's right up there. Just have a look at those for a second, because I'm going to whiz over to the other side of the studio, so bear with me just a second. I'm just going to knock that off, and I'm just going to pick up something with that raspberry pink spot, because I think this would work really well with it. So feast your eyes on Peter Rabbit for just a sec. I know it's a cushion cover, but it's that fabric. I think that works. Oh, just pick that up. I think that works really well because it's kind of the same colour with the spots on it. Pretty much a perfect match for that one. So anyway, that's the Peter Rabbit collection. I'll just fold those up again. And we do have a fat quarter set of these as well. So if you wanted to make something smaller, or you just wanted a taste of each one of the 5 fabrics, then we do have a, where are you? There we go. The fat quarter set all wrapped up in a ribbon. There you go. Carol, we're putting a zip into a tote bag today. It was one of the questions that I was asked a lot when I was asking you what techniques you wanted me to show you, so we're going to do that today. If I've got time later, I might do a YouTube video, but I won't have time to edit it and upload it today or tomorrow for that. I'm having a day off tomorrow. I'm going to see ABBA with my daughter. Can't wait. This little Beatrix Potter. Yeah, I know. I was the same. Right, so that's that one. You can go down there. And then just to let you know, we have Kim's Fat Quarters back in stock again. I'm not going to get these all out because you've seen them so many times before. But we sold out and we've got them back again. So that is a pack of 5 fat quarters, and it's Kim's Forest Journal fabrics. And the reason I brought the fuchsia and the yellow down is because they do go very well with this one. So the Sunshine Yellow and the fuchsia, or if we've got pomegranate, I think we're out of stock at the moment, but the pomegranate is a perfect match if you wanted to add to those. So I just thought I should let you know. Carol's going to see Mamma Mia at the Royal Opera House in Belfast. Fabulous. Hello, Chair in Australia. I know, Laura, a whole day. Most of the day I shall have off. I do have a quick meeting in Create and Craft on the way down, but you know, most of the day I shall have off. And we are going to be dancing queens tomorrow night. I don't know what to wear. Kim was looking at some pictures of the venue and everything, just so that we could figure out where we're going. And look at me, thread magnet. And everyone seemed to be dressed up. I hadn't had time to crochet myself a cap or make myself some of those trousers that look like Captain Kirk wore. I didn't have time to do that. Made my husband go into the forest to get a birch log for Eric and Ola. Oh, I'll post pictures, won't you? Lisa's jealous. Oh yes. No, not oh yes, I've made you jealous, but oh yes, I'm really looking forward to it is what I meant. No, I'm not going to dress up, Susan. I don't dress up. I'm a bit of a stick in the mud like that. Although Kimberly has bought some fabulous boots. Anyone who produces camping theme fabric. Oh, now we used to do a canvas, but I was in the summer. I think we sold out of that one. So no, I don't know. Anybody else know any camping theme fabric with tents, campfires, rucksacks, etc. for teenagers who are keen on the Scouts? let's ask the question. Oh, hello, Gloria. First time here. Welcome along. Nice to have you here. Should we get some sewing done? Should we do that? Do you know anyone? Oh, no. So I've just read that one, haven't I? Happy Saturday. Julie to you too. Thank you. Sewing a zip tote bag today. I'm making tote bags for my girls for Christmas, so it's ideal. Fabulous. I know. Viv, I don't normally get a day off at all, ever. So yes, I hold well, a bit of a day. Right. So we're going to add a zip to a tote bag, and I wanted to show you kind of from scratch. Different ways of doing this. If you've got a tote bag pattern like this, so you've got as far as making up the outside of the bag, and I've cut out the lining, and the lining is cut to the same size as the bag. So this is what we're going to do this time. If you are designing from scratch, the way that this is going to work basically is when I make up the zip section, it's going to be completely independent, and then we'll top stitch it inside the bag, inside the lining towards the top of the bag. If you're making this from scratch, you could make the lining longer and cut it across here, and then insert the zip panel so that you have a seam across there, and then that hides the end. That's quite a nice way to do it. Or instead of actually cutting that fabric off, you can fold it around there and then sew. So you're pinching the zip section in the centre, and that will give you a seam all the way across as well. But for this one, we're just going to make it completely independent on its own. So the way that it works, to measure this, I don't want the zip to go all the way from one side to the other. I need it to be about the same size as the base, because if the zip goes from one side to the other, well, it's not going to fit properly anyway, it will gather up at the ends. So this section needs to be shorter, all right? So if you consider, if this bag's full and the top is the same size and shape as the bottom, I've measured my pieces so that they're the same length as the bottom. These are going to have a seam allowance at each end, so it will end up slightly shorter. So that's going to sit in the middle here. My zip needs to be longer, because if you think about it, you could do it this way, but if your zip is the same length as the as these bits, you're only going to be able to open your bag by the size of the zip. Whereas if you've got a longer zip, when the bag's open, you're going to be able to open it all the way like that. So we'll sew one end of the zip into these side pieces, and the other end's going to be open with a tab on the end of it. So to measure the size of these, I've got 4 pieces, and these are going to sit each side of the zip. So with the end tucked in like that, I will chop the stopper off the end. That's going to sit inside there like that. So I've got a 1/2 inch seam allowance that goes along the zip, and I'll have a 1/4 inch seam allowance that goes along there, and these are 3 inches wide. So I'm going to end up with a piece of fabric that's 2 3/4 inches long, which will be just about, or just a little bit wider than that actually. Let's do a 1/2 inch. Let's make it the same width as that. Seems like an awful lot of math, which it is. Normally, if you're making a bag that has a zipper like this, you will have all of your cutting instructions, because somebody else has already gone through all of this and worked out the size that it needs to be. So it is easier to follow a pattern. So if I do get around to doing this on YouTube, I will give you all of the dimensions so you know exactly what to cut. But I wanted to explain to you how I work it out, because if you're making a different size bag, you know, if it's going to be bigger or smaller or longer or whatever, then you'll need to understand how you work out how big that needs to be. The most important thing, I think, is don't make it the length of the whole top. Make it the length of the base, so that it does give you a nice shape to the top of the bag. Right. So let's pop these on. So again, these are going to go on each side. And I'm just going to switch my iron on, and we'll need a little tab to go on the end of here. Charlotte, this one's 14 inches square. That's my starting fabric. So lining's the same size, so 14 inches square. Then I've cut out 2 inches, I think. Was that 2 inches? Yeah, 2 inches from the bottom corners to square the base. Dawn's watching while she's in the hairdresser's having highlights because she didn't want to miss the live. Oh, thank you. Debbie's just posted on Facebook some camping fabric. I'm just looking at the picture that's on the ad from Etsy. Yeah, it does not like camping fabric. But thank you for that. Oh, Beverly's off to the Maldives tomorrow. Hi, Debbie. Going to a craft show today. Marion, Montana, USA. Right. Yes, Willow. And in fact, maths was the only thing that I was really good at school, to be honest. I got a grade 1 GSC, which was upgraded to an O level. Now, how's that? Okay. I'm going to put the stopper off the end. Should we cut the stoppers off? I'm going to cut the stoppers off. Maybe my zip could have been a little bit longer. I'm just very aware of how many times I have hit the needle on one of these things. You could just take it off. They're only like clips, aren't they? But we'll do that. Let's make the little tab to go on the end first of all. So we'll have this in a little bit of the cream leftover fabric, I think. So, just bringing up my cutting mat. So I just want this to cover about a square inch on the end of here. So I'm going to cut a strip of fabric 1.5 inches wide, because if I use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, that's going to take it back to 1 inch, so my zip will fit quite snugly inside there. And guess who's left her rotary cutter? Oh, no, I haven't, sorry. It's down here. All right. Okay. I've just clicked my foot pedal. And then, so that's going to go over the end of here. The end of this is going to be folded over by about 1/4 inch. So let's just pop that inside there and see how long we want that to be. I think that will look nice. Let's fold that one over there. This will make sense in a sec. So my tab fabric measures 1.5 inches this way by just over 3 inches. 3 inches will be absolutely fine. And then I'm going to just iron this. So I'm folding the ends over and just pressing those down. And then this I'm going to fold back on itself and sew down the 2 sides. Other people may do this in different ways, so I'm just explaining the way that I do it, and I'm hoping that it's going to make sense. So let's just move all of this out of the way. I'm bringing in my fancy sewing machine. And sew down the sides, again using that 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm still getting used to this, remember. So if I don't want that one, do I? I'm going to switch off and on again, because I want that stitch, that needle to be right in the centre. So I'm hoping that's going to... Oh, why are you over there? I don't want you over there, I want you in the middle. There, that's it. Right. Told you, I'm still getting used to it. Right. Lovely sound, isn't it? And 1/4 inch down this way. Am I right in front of what I'm doing? I've got to get used to this foot pedal business as well. Up and down. Let's do it this way. So I've made, sounds nice, doesn't it? I've made a neat little pocket there, and I'm just going to see if I can see some tweezers. I do have a posh poker tool. Let's snip the ends of this off. And then turn this through. So I'm not cutting the end of the of the corners off. I'm just going to poke that through and push out the corners there. So that's nice and square. Ends are tucked in. Threads are chopped off. And then this end of the zip is going to slip inside there, like so. What I'm also going to do is to just dot a little bit of glue on the end just to hold this in place while I sew. So that goes in there like that. If you do see any of the glue, because it's blue, that does dry clear, so I'm not worried about that at all. And then I'm going to sew around there in a box. Let me just push that in with my posh stiletto that Irene bought me. No. So again, sew around there in a little square. I'm very good, thank you, Zainab. Is it? I hope I pronounced that right, in Dubai. Hello to you. It is, Claire, everything's different, but I'm loving it. I just haven't had time. My straight stitch machine is so easy to use. Really excited about that. It's so quick. Normal sewing machines, I don't know what this one does actually, will do normal machines. The average domestic sewing machine, if it's a fast one, will do about 650 stitches a minute. That straight stitch machine does 1800. It's so fast, it's amazing. So what I'm doing there. But I've only had this one out for a couple of days, so again, just getting used to it. I don't think it'll take very long. Doesn't it sound nice? So we have that. So that's a very easy way of putting the tab on the back. Let me snip that thread off. The tab on one end of the zip. Then we'll go back to the ironing board. And we'll put the other bits on here. So these are the two strips that are going to go each side of the zip. And I'll need to fold the ends of these under by about 1/4 inch or so and press. So these are going to the wrong side. And there. And we'll do this on all 4 pieces. All the same amount, so they still measure the same length. And that's quite important. So I'll measure these against each other when I've ironed them, just to make sure I've got it right, because I'm doing it by eye, and sometimes your eyes are a bit squiffy. Sharon says she kept cutting a thread on the foot pedal. Yeah, I've stopped doing that. I do it on the straight stitch machine, but on this one I'd rather it reversed. The problem that I have at the moment, just getting used to it, is that when I sew normally, I don't know about you, but I've got the whole of my foot on the foot pedal. So when I lift my foot up, my heel goes down. So when the heel goes down on this one, it goes backwards. It's just getting used to it, isn't it? Let's just line all of these up and make sure they're all the same size. Pretty much spot on there. And these are going to go to each side of the zip, but I need to tuck the ends in. So let's do this from the zip side. So kind of right sides together, so make sure, oh no, upside down, that the slide is facing down. And I'm going to pop the zip just before the end there, and I'm just going to fold the end over. the other way. Which way am I going? I'm doing that way. Look, I'm getting it wrong already. So that goes there, that goes on there, face side down. I just want that to be out of the way. Like that. Now you could put a few hand stitches in there to hold it in place if you like. But just to be quick, I'm not going to do that. I've done it upside down again, haven't I? That way, fold teeth away from the edge like so. Right, do it properly, Deborah. So a few hand stitches would benefit there, I think, but look at me, I'm trying to do it quick, and taking corners will be fine. This will work. And there we go. Right. So we'll sew this side in. See, it's going backwards. I didn't want it to go backwards there. And just up to the end of the fabric and reverse. So I've got the end kind of tucked over so it's out of the way, so when you close the zip it goes into the fabric like that. I hope that makes sense. So then the second side goes on here. It is directional fabric. I'm not paying too much attention to that at the moment. I'd just rather get the zip in. Right, so line up those edges. And I'm just going to, what am I doing? I'm doing that. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong there? Clumsy feet. Lower presser foot. That helps, doesn't it? So I'm just going to reverse up to the edge of there. And back down this side. So I'm just sewing on top of the same stitch line that I've just made. Coming up to the end. Make sure those ends that I pressed are folded under. And then I've got that. So that will fold back, that's one half, and there's the zip disappearing into the end of the thing. There, right. Could have got a bit closer to the edge, to be honest. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So just like before, I'm going to fold over the zip so it's out of the way, and that goes right sides together here. And make sure that's in the same place. And let's sew it. Oh, come on. Didn't think I'd be having words with it already. And down here. See, Wednesday when I'm with you, I'm going to be such an expert on this sewing machine. I won't be going forwards and backwards at random, we'll be doing it properly. And I'm just going to close this at this point, because I just want to make sure that the zip is in the same position. I've done that right. Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine.
Coffee for one?
Coffee for one would be very nice, thank you.
Are you on your own?
Yeah, all by myself, nobody else is here.
It's very quiet down here.
Just don't ask them if they want a coffee, all right? Have you seen me mat?
Just use one of those bits of fabric.
Bits of fabric? I use a ruler. Thank you.
I can't reach there.
Thank you.
Won't wake anybody else up.
I won't. Oh, Debbie wants a hot chocolate. See, they've seen you now.
Right, on the way.
Right. So this again goes right sides together. What I wanted to do was to just make sure that when I pull the zip up, the two ends match, and it's very slightly out, but hardly anything, so I'm not worried about that at all. So I'm doing this. We are spoiled. peggy, absolutely. Deserve to be. So let's pop this on the other side of the zip. Like so. Lower presser foot. Yes. At least it tells you what it wants you to do. And I think I should be making myself another sewing machine mat because this one's a little bit small. Sorry, I can't remember who said that comment. Did you know to use the number 3 button for the quarter inch? No, I didn't. You know what it's like? You have a new machine, you don't read the instructions. Number 3. Oh, I see. I get a bit confused by quarter inches, to be honest, because I like to see exactly where the needles go. With a quarter of an inch foot is fine, but it just looks a little bit odd to me when it's over to one side of a standard foot. Anyway, I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it. Hello, Meena in India. Welcome back again. Oh, all the Eden trees have sold out. Sorry about that. But thank you, and they will be back in stock as soon as I can then. So if you go onto the actual product, this is any product on the website and we have sold out of it, there is a button that says keep me informed. So if you do want one of the ones when it comes back, can you please go on the waiting list? It'll send you an email when it comes back in stock basically, but it also gives us an idea of how many units we should be ordering. Because I don't want to go ordering another couple of hundred and then we sell out the next day again. So if I know there's 500 of you waiting for it, I know to order at least that amount. And the order will be going in on Monday, so I've got plenty of time. Can't wait to see what you're making with it. Meantime, again, it will be on Crate and Craft on Sunday morning. So, oh, there's my mat. I've got my iron on it. So if you wanted to order from there, if you're a Crate and Craft Club member, you get your 10% discount there, remember, so that may be that may be an option. Right, so we have this. I am a little bit skibiff, and I'm not making any excuses for that. I should have been more careful. Okay, so then, because this is going inside a lining and it's going to sit on top of the fabric, I don't want this raw edge here. So I'm just going to move my coffee, it's hot, off my ruler and put it there. I don't want these raw edges here. So I'm going to fold this out of the way and then open out the other side. And sew down this edge. So I'll do that again. What's it called? Baguetting. Is it baguetting? Can't remember. Before I do that, I'm not happy with that. Whoops. I'm going to do this bit again, but I just want to show you that it can be done. It's not the end of the world. Because that's not right, is it? That's not going to look right. This end's right, that's not right. I don't know why it's stretched a little bit, but that's what happened. So I'm just going to unpick this and make it smaller. And that one. Because it doesn't always go right. But I just want to show you that it doesn't matter because you can make things right. So that end's fine. This one seems to have grown. So I'm just going to refold this over and make it meet. And same on this side. So open it out, refold it. I could do a whole book on how to get yourselves out of difficult sewing situations. Ooh. I'm not very good at ironing left-handed. That's popped out again. Let's do this. So I'm just refolding the ends of that to make these both the same length. Okay, and then I'm just going to re-sew the end of that to hold those two in place, and then we'll get the raw edges together. So there and there. And let's just sew over that one little bit. No, not backwards, forwards. There we go. That's better. So now they're both the same. So again, I want to sew these two pieces, that one and that one, right sides together. So I'm going to fold this up out of the way, open this out, flip it over. So the zip's all rolled up inside there. Fold this over and we'll sew straight down this edge. And I'm using, going backwards again, 1/4 of an inch seam allowance again. Mind you, I should be going backwards there, shouldn't I? So it's fine. Or thereabouts. This is a quick machine. Now you can go backwards. There you go. Now go forwards. Love it. Right. And then we'll turn this the right side out. So if you just pull on the fabric, it will all kind of turn through quite easily. It is like a sausage roll, you're right. Sometimes the knowledge to correct a problem is a unique skill you cannot teach. It's a sign of how good you are. Thank you, Sylvia. At least, you know, I do like to point out if there's a problem, because I don't care how expert of a sewer you are, there's always going to be something that goes a little bit wrong. Okay, I'm not going to iron that at the moment because I haven't finished yet. So now I want these two edges to be sewn right sides together. So this side is going to be rolled up, flip this one over and sew those two together. So I've got all the zip rolled up inside there. And just make sure that you don't sew through that fabric so it's pushed well out of the way. Backwards, forwards. Just go all the way down. Just make sure these edges are matching up nice and neatly. And fold it over. And then let's open this one out. Thank you, Harbant. I haven't heard of, or maybe I just missed your comments, haven't heard from you for a while. A burrito, that's it, Joan. I couldn't think what it was. I'm thinking baguette, but it's burrito. It's the same kind of technique as you would use on the yoke of a shirt, isn't it? And let's pop that on there. And now we can iron it. Did you hear it beeped when I pushed it out the way? You're talking to me. Let's press there. Just open that out and press. So I've got the seam right on the edge. And then that's the top side. Seam's not quite on the edge on that one. Look, let's open that out. It's better. Can't have it wonky, can we? And there we go. And that one. Look at me, I can't even iron straight. Mine's sewn straight. Whoops. That's it, so that's nice and flat. So pop that to one side. Did you see any of that? Because I thought I was doing that. There. Then this, I'm going to sew, snip that off. So I'm just going to top stitch go, around the 3 sides, not across that one because that's the one that's going to be sewn into the lining. So let's do this. Down the side. Right up to the end. Oh, it's chirping. Listen to it, you sweet little thing. And down this side. And the same on this side. Whoops, that was a bit chunky. And of course you're going to take more time than me doing this when you do yours at home. So then I've got this. So that's going to open nice and wide inside my bag. Look at the pen marks on here, I must get that cleaned. So let's snip off those threads. Out you come. There we go. And then we'll take the lining pieces and I'm just going to fold these in half and crease the centre. And then these I'm going to fold in half and crease the centre. Make sure the zip's facing upwards. And I'm going to sew this facing, should we have it facing downwards? Have it facing upwards? We'll have it facing upwards. And this can be as far inside the lining as you want it to be. So let's have a look where we think this should go. And let's take my ruler. I've only got the little, I know what I've done with my ruler now. Deirdre says on some bags I've seen they have the zip jutting out both ends of the zip. That would be perfectly okay, and I think that would look very nice as well. My zip's not long enough to do that with. Excuse me. Who is that? Sorry, Deirdre. So that would probably be neater actually than trying to tuck these into the end. But you'd need a longer zip than I've got because it need to come out this end as well. But yes, you could do that, and thanks for mentioning. So I'm thinking that maybe the zip should be maybe 2 inches from the top, because I'm still going to have a 1/2 inch seam allowance around the top of the bag, which will mean that the zip is sitting 1.5 inches from the top. Does that seem like a plan? If it's any deeper, you're going to be rummaging around inside the bag for the zip, and you don't want it too close to the top because you don't want to interfere with the seam allowance. So I think 2 inches from the top would be ideal. And where did I put that ruler? It's exactly where I left it. Oops. Here we go. So 2 inches from the top is there. And pens. Is there anything with, oh no, that's not a pen. With going to Create and Craft is that I'm taking my sewing stuff, which normally never leaves here. So things that I normally have that are handy, that are here all the time, they're not. Okay, so that's that. So let's pop this zip wide open, this facing upwards. I was going to do it that way, wasn't I? Yep, zip's facing the right way. So I'm just going to line up the centre of that with the centre of the pocket at the lining. I haven't got a pocket. And pin there, and we'll sew across there. Straight. And reverse at the ends, make sure that's nice and sturdy. So quite close to the edge, no more than, I'd say, 1/4 of an inch or 5 millimeters away. So we've got that. And again, just make sure that the zip's the right way up and everything. And then, did I mark that? I don't think I did. Just going to snip those threads off there. Been watching on YouTube but can't work out how to communicate on there, so I'm on Facebook so I can comment. Love the look of your new machine. Like the way you're doing your zip in the back. Oh, thank you, Kate. Agbo. Oh, Vera, hello. Oh, well, that's a shame. I'm sorry about that. Create and Craft Elaine is a TV shopping channel. Are you in the UK? It's a shopping channel, but they do lots of demonstrations as well. On Sunday mornings, they spend it all sewing. So you can watch, you can enjoy. You will have somebody trying to sell you something, but you don't have to listen if you don't want to. They have a website. You can watch them on live on the website as well. And of course, you can shop there if you wanted to. So I've been going there. I used to work for them. I worked for them for 11 years as a presenter. But I now go back and bring products and the occasional bit of presenting when somebody's off sick. So yes, I have a little bag of, or a box of stuff that I take to the studios with me if just in case I need to demonstrate anything down there. So that, Elaine, is what Create and Craft is. What foot are you using? It's just the foot that came with it. Just the regular foot, I think. It's a bit tinny. Right, so this one, I'm getting messy now, is going to go on this side on that 2-inch line, and again I've matched up the centre point. So let's pin this in place. Hello Jackie in Maryland. What's the weather like with you? So I've just switched YouTube off, that was clever. Anne called one of her machines Nora. I've never named any of my machines. I wouldn't know a good sewing machine name. Anybody else names their equipment? Okay, I've not named my car or anything, to be honest. Right, so I've got that in there. Was that straight? That'll do. And here you go, go on. And back at the end. With the foot. I don't know what I've done there. I've got the time come up now for some reason. I can't get rid of it. Oh, there we go. Oh, I've missed lots of you. Oh, on Facebook. Sorry about that. A spare sewing kit for Create and Craft. I think I do. Oh, by the way, it's Seamless Sunday not next Sunday. On the 20th, Sunday after next, which is quite exciting. No idea who's going to be on as yet. We haven't had the meeting about it yet. When you do yours at home, do as I say and not as I do, because I've just put the thing in upside down. Oh well, you get the gist. Somebody at home noticed that, didn't you? Somebody noticed. So what I've done is sewn that in between the two pieces there like that, which looks as though it should be like that. No, I don't want to verify Windows security. Go away. Go on, off you pop. I know, I've got this. Oh, it's cancelling now. You need to put that with the zip facing down, because now when I put the line in together, the zip's upside down, because that's going to be on the inside like that. I'm not going to unpick it and do it again, but I think you get the gist. I will do. No, I don't want to verify. I really don't. Yeah, we'll do it properly when I do a YouTube video for it. Okay, and in fact, shall we do that? Shall we do the YouTube video? Because we've gone 12 o'clock. Let me show you. So zip in the top is now like that, zip right way round. And this is how it's going to look from the inside. as we look down on the zip, and that's going to stick out the end of the bag. So that's when it's sewn together. We'll drop inside here. Like so. Oh, come on. I'm just going to pin that just so that you can see what it's going to look like. So I'm not going to finish it now because that's really annoyed me, and I'm going to really annoy me. It hasn't annoyed me at all. I don't really care. I am going to unpick that and sew it in properly, but I'm not going to do that now because it will be ages. So I'm just going to pop a few pins around there, just so that you can see how it's going to look. So that'll be the lining sewn in place. Obviously this would be inside out. I've done I probably have done hundreds of demonstrations on how to do that, but that is basically how that is going to look. In you go. I've got glue on that pin. Oh, that's never going to work. That's my ungluing pin. Pop a clip in there. So that's what the inside of the bag's going to look like. So when it is nice and fat, the top here should be about the same size as the base there. Okay, if it was slimmer, then I should just pull the sides of the bag in, and that's absolutely fine. We want that to be nice and square though. And then of course when you undo the zip, you've got a long way for it to undo. And yes, you could have the other end of the zip doing that as well if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that with this one though. And that is how that's going to work. So I hope that's explained. So I will do a video for it. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get it uploaded, but I will do the filming for it this afternoon. Jean's been wanting to know how to do this for so long. I've got a couple of bags that have this design but are too long for me. I want to make a shorter one, more like a handbag than a tote. I think it pretty much works in the same way, June. It's just that how to measure it. No, the dangly, you need the dangly bit to open it, and I don't think that looks too bad at all. So it's not quite nice to have the matching fabric on the end of it, like it's a feature. The next Seamless Sunday is a week on Sunday, Rosina. It's on the 20th. And so I don't know who's. I mean, the foot on the machine, the 1/4 inch. Sorry, Harbin, I missed the first comment there. Oh, I've missed loads. Janet, it's a Juki DX7. It's a brand new machine. Really excited about it. I've named all my machines and my rivet press that is called Donk. Odd November, 70-degree days, cloudy mornings, sunny afternoon. Should be much colder now. I know. It's yesterday actually. I think was the first time I took the dog out for a walk with the coat on. I called my car Poppy because I like poppies, my rose. That's a good idea. I named my Benina Nina. Lynn's just ordered a Madison bag. Alison's machine is called Beastie. Yeah, I do. Can I use an open-ended zip? Yes, you could. Oh. Yes, you could. Absolutely. No reason why I couldn't use an open-ended zip. Julie, good idea. Just be careful of the metal bits on the end, because you can't take those off if that's the case. Sarah says, thank you so much, Debbie. I've learnt loads today, but the biggest thing for me is the reminder not to be scared of mistakes. They can be fixed. The thing is, Sarah, if it's sewing, it can be unpicked. If it's cutting, different kettle of fish. But even then, if it's not, I'll tell you what I did. Kim was making a dress. Was it? No, it was a blouse. She made a blouse with huge puff sleeves. It's on her blog, and it was really thick underneath the arms, and she couldn't understand why. It was really kind of bulky. And I said, you just need to snip into the seam. I'll do it for you. And I got the sharpest little pair of scissors and snipped straight into the fabric. It's like beyond the seam and into the fabric. And it looked disastrous. And we unpicked it and just made the seam allowance a little bit bigger. And it was only about 1/4 inch, and it completely solved the whole problem. It's you wouldn't have known that it was there. I have before now, when I've cut something, made a hole in something, put a patch on the back of it. And I don't know if you've seen before when I've mended things using my HT2 glue with a pin. So you squirt it onto it. I'll show you. I'll show you. Not with that. There's a bit of scrap. Here we go. Iron's going off, ladies and gents. That's on the floor. So, do the cushion behind me. This one, I could do that. That's obviously made with the panels that we don't have anymore, but there you go. So, I must have a glue that's open somewhere. I've got a glue that's open. So I've made, oh no, that's too small. Oh no, look what I've done. I've got a hole in it. What am I going to do? I can't sew it, because if I hand sew it, you're going to see it. I could pinch it into a seam, but then I've got a seam and my fabric's going to be smaller. I just want to make that invisible. No? So I'm going to cut another piece of fabric and put a patch on the back. So that is my keyboard falling on the floor. This is why I have a pin that's covered in glue. I'll use that pin anyway, actually. And I just need a bit of scrap something or other. That box will be fine. So let's just squeeze a little bit of the glue out. On the I'm not putting this directly onto the fabric, because I'll just have a big blob of glue and I don't want very much. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back. So that goes over the back of the tear. That may well be enough, but if it's opening up here or it's fraying a little bit, I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit, so excuse me if it wobbles. So I've still got my tear's still open there, look, although I've put the pattern on the back. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue on the end of my pin, and on the pin, because it's just a tiny amount, and I'm going to force it into the tear and dab it down. So at worst, all you're going to see is a line. It doesn't look like a tear. That's not going to come undone. It's washable if you use this glue. I can't guarantee other glues. And you've got a neat little repair there. That's not going to be noticeable when it's all dry. And if that's on a garment, you certainly wouldn't see it. So, but I did my biggest tip there is to use the pin, because then you can literally paint on a tiny amount in exactly the place that you want it to be. That's really useful if you have sons who are ecologists, who spend their time climbing over fences and gates and bushes and tear their most expensive jackets, particularly at pocket places, and you can't either get the jacket under the sewing machine, or you don't, like I say, want to pinch it to make a seam there. You want it to be flat. So that's my oldest son, David. He'd got quite a few holes in his jacket. So what I did was to unpick the seam. If you've got a jacket that is lined fully all the way around, there has to be a turning gap that's been sewn up. Somewhere there will be a turning gap, and it's probably on the inside of the sleeve. So if you turn the whole thing inside out, you'll see where the stitches are. Just unpick a few of those, and then go in between the lining and put your patch on from behind. So when they're all the holes and the tears were joined together, you couldn't see anything, and I didn't have to sew it. And this glue is amazing for holding things together like that. I've not tried any other glue, I don't know, but I use HT2 for doing that. It worked really well. Anyway, I wasn't going to go off on a mending spree, but there you go. Yes, I think it is in the Build a Bag book, that technique. I can't remember, I've done so many bag books. Laura, I think it is. I'll have a look, because I've got that book on Create and Craft on Sunday morning, actually. Call it Zippy, after my favourite fan. Broke my heart, did that big orange ball with a zip for a mouth. That's a good idea. Rita says she hasn't tried glue. She usually puts a bit of fusible tape behind it and fray checks on the cut. I just wanted something really strong, and I know that glue is really strong, but yes, that's a jolly good idea as well. Yeah, your son's mountaineering trousers are probably the same as my son's jacket jean. Okay, so what we're doing, I'll do a video for the bag now. I'll get that one finished properly, and I'll see you on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Don't know what we're doing yet. Actually, I do. I thought, because you were asking about putting tabs on zips like that, but somebody also mentioned that you're struggling with tabs like this one. Whoops. That go into the end of the zip, at the end of the bag. It would be a lot quieter if I just got up and walked, wouldn't it? So yeah, the zip that goes into the end like that. So I thought we'd do something like that on Wednesday. So I'm going to stand up now and walk over here. That would be a lot easier, wouldn't it, to do that? Honestly. So we'll do that on Wednesday. Then I shall be back again next Saturday. And on Sunday, I'm on Create and Craft at 7 o'clock in the morning. I've got some craft cotton fabrics and a whole load of my books, and then I should be back again at 11 o'clock, and I've got some brand new panels for you. So the Eden panels will be on Create and Craft, but I've got some more new ones. There's rabbits, there's gnomes. I hope there's gnomes, I haven't seen them yet. And there's some Christmas fabrics as well that me and Kim have designed, so that's going to be next Sunday. So I hope you've enjoyed today. Do keep up any suggestions for things, techniques that you want me to show you. I've got a big long list to get through, to be honest. Burrito technique is in Build a Bag. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, and you, Lisa. Oh, hi, Ruth. You've just come along as I'm going. So yeah, that'll be. Yeah, I've got loads of techniques to go through, and thank you for that. And we will work through them, and that'll be on Wednesdays. So, anyway, Oh, Princess Morning. So, hello, you are late. I'm just going now. So yeah, I shall see you again on Wednesday. Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, and the next Sunday is my plan for the next couple of weeks. Were we doing piping, Helen? I must write these things down. We were doing piping, weren't we? Right. Piping on Wednesday. That kind of zip, cosmetic bag zip next Wednesday. Honestly. I write things down and I thought, right, and then I forget, and then I go back to the thing that I've written things down and I can't find it. So that's there, so I'm not going to forget it. I should blue tack it to the wall sometime. Drawstring bag with eyelets. I don't think I've got any eyelets. But yeah, I do keep them coming. Anyway, coffee's going cold. I shall see you again on Wednesday for piping. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.